he'll get the bonus. Second shot is up off the back of the iron. Reese Carden with the rebound for Scott. Carden still standing in the backcourt. Now he moves the ball. A little hesitation, gets it across the timeline. He'll take it all the way. Thinks about it from behind. It's blocked by Butcher. Chapmanville comes up the ball. A little hesitation by Dalton. And this time off the at the back of the iron, it is Butcher's shot. They find Kevin White down the way, and it is going to be luckily Kevin White lost the handle. He's trying to get it back. He jumped in the off court trying to get it back, and it just happened to go off a Chapmanville player.
I think Kevin White got away with being out of bounds on that play, and when he threw it back. so advantage Scott on that one, because I'm pretty sure he was over the line, and the officials just weren't back yet. So. But that one goes to Scott. But the aggressiveness here for Scott has just been something that we've not seen a lot of this year. You know, we think back to the Ripley game, the Logan game, and the Polka game. You know, Scott's just dug themselves so much holes this season. You know, when you think back to especially that Polka game. The first quarter was horrible. It was horrible for them. Second quarter, they made a run, come out. In the third quarter, dug themselves another hole, and before they knew it, they were clawing themselves back and just didn't have enough energy to get back into it. And that's kind of been the story of the season so far. So it's nice to see Scott the last two games with the Hoover game and now this one, they've come out and they've been the aggressor so far. So times are changing here for Scott a little bit.
Scott on the inbound sends the ball to the backcourt to Carden. Back to Gator at the right wing. Gator puts the ball on the floor to Grant. Grant swings it around to White. 3 seconds. Jaron Gator knows he's got to let it go, and he does. It's off the iron. It will not go. And that will be our score at the half. The Scott Skyhawks lead the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 40-18. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our Boone Memorial Hospital halftime report after this. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, the Skyhawk Sports Network, and Video Productions.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Scott Skyhawks on Z92.
Back at the Hawks Nest, where the Scott Skyhawks lead the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 40-18. And let's take a look at scoring from the first half. First of all, let's take a look at scoring for the Chapmanville Regional Tigers. They spread it out across the entire team. Colton Craddock, these are your starters. Craddock has 1. Blevins has 4. Devin Workman has 2. Isaiah Smith with 2. Brody Dalton has 2. Coming off the bench, Drew Berry has a 3. He hit in the first quarter. You've got Isaac Butcher with 2 and Samuel Leslie with 2 for 18 points. For the Skyhawks, once again, they've spread it across the board. Everyone has scored except on as far as starters, except Gator. You have Landon Stone with 2, Isaac Setzer with 6, Braxton Dolan with 4, Reese Carden with 14, Kevin White comes off the bench with 3, Jay Sharps comes off the bench with 2, Dylan Grant comes off the bench with 6, and Ian Geralds comes off the bench with 3. We're going to step aside, take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the head coach Brad Napper of the Chapmanville Regional Tigers after this. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, the Skyhawks Sports Network, and Video Productions.
Diesel. This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home, with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Z92, MS Skyhawks Sports Network.
We are at the half. The Scott Skyhawks lead the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 40-18 at the half. I had the opportunity to catch up with the head coach of the Chapmanville Regional Tigers, Brad Dalton, before tonight's game, and here's what he talked about his team and the matchup with the Skyhawks.
You guys are 4-4, but I think your record may be a little bit deceiving. You've been playing some holiday tournaments out of state. As a matter of fact, we were talking on the radio Saturday morning. You've got to play more games in Tennessee to date than you have in West Virginia.
Yeah, we have. We've played a extremely difficult schedule so far. We played the number 1 ranked 4A team in Tennessee, lost by, single digits, a game that we actually led, until the 2-minute mark. Played the number 1 ranked 2A school in Tennessee. Played another big 4A school that was really good. So we've played, a really good, a really high level, competition level so far this year.
A lot of folks want to know why did coaches do that? But when you play tough competition, it actually improves the quality of your own team.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes them play at a higher level, makes them learn to compete, and it gets a lot of exposure to our kids too. There was, I think, 11 college coaches watched our first game in Tennessee, and a couple of the schools have been calling about a couple of my kids. So it's a lot of exposure, and it makes your kids compete at a higher level.
Coach, looking back a year ago, you had a very strong team going to Charleston, and now you returned. I don't think you actually lost any starters from that squad from a year ago.
No, we return our whole starting 5, plus several guys that's played a lot of minutes off the bench. So we're returning about 7 or 8 guys that's played a lot of varsity basketball. So we're expecting a lot from these guys. We've put them in a lot of tough situations early on. And the COVID bugs kind of bit us here lately. We had to cancel all last week. We've only practiced 1 day in the last 9. So, we just got to get back on track, practicing and playing a few games.
How are you depth-wise?
We feel comfortable playing about 8 guys, maybe 9. And I think we can get to 10 by the end of the year. But right now we're comfortable with 8 or 9. But like I said, by the end of the year I think we'll be 10. Just practice is a big thing for us right now. We haven't got, like I said, we've had 1 day in the last 9 days that we've been able to get everybody there and practice.
Yeah, how do you feel like you match up with the Skyhawks in tonight's game?
I mean, it's going to be a challenge. Scott shoots it extremely well. They push tempo. It's going to be a fight. Anytime Scott and Chapmanville play, it's a rivalry game. It's going to be a dogfight right down to the end, and we're expecting a very intense, great atmosphere.
That was head coach of the Chapmanville Regional Tigers, Brad Napper. We'll step aside, take our final break. We'll be back with the tip of the second half after this. The score at the half, the Scott Skyhawks lead the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 40-18 here on WZAC, the Skyhawks Sports Network, and Video Productions.
Hi friends, this is Rodney Miller. I've dedicated my
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
At Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
Did you know that 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime? At Logan Regional Medical Center, your breast health is important to us. Our caring staff uses the latest technology, like 3D mammography, in a comfortable and welcoming environment to help you stay on top of your health. Speak to your provider about a 3D mammo at Logan Regional Medical Center. Always here for you.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville, takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
Setzer sends it into Reese Carden, and the Skyhawks control the ball. And we have a whistle. I don't think the scorekeeper was ready. The timekeeper, they had not even set the clock yet.
Yeah, shaky over there, falling asleep.
He was asleep on that one.
There we go.
I knew it was kind of tight there when we were coming out of that commercial break, but that was really tight. Once again, this time, Setzer will send it in to Landon Stone in the backcourt. He brings it across to Braxton Dolan. Dolan finds Stone in the left wing. Now they send it back out to Gator near midcourt. Gator comes across. He drives it all the way in the paint. And an easy basket off the glass for Jaron Gator, and he picks up his first points of the ball game.
Yeah, it looks like Chapman's going to extend their man-to-man, and that's going to open up lanes here for Scott.
And it was Colton Craddock. He went one-on-one with Reese Carden, and he lost the battle. He thought Carden fouled him, and the ball went out of bounds, and they said it was Scott Skyhawk ball on the turnover. Chapmanville steals the ball in the backcourt, and a three-point attempt is taken by Chapmanville's workman off the iron, and it was Colton to come up the rebound. He'll drive it into the paint off the glass. He'll overshoot it. Blevins comes up the rebound, and he is fouled going up, and he'll go to the charity stripe for 2.
I'm not saying that's not a foul, but that's not that official's call to make.
Yeah, the official in the back
court. Landon probably did foul him, but that's not his call back there to make.
It was the official all the way in the backcourt. I agree with you. And Zion Blevins will go to the charity stripe for 2, and he'll miss the first one. Blevins has 4 points in the first half. Chapmanville scored 9 points in each quarter. Scott scored 14 in the first quarter, but opened it up with 26-9 run there in the second. Blevins' second shot is up, and it is good.
Yeah, Chapmanville's coming out in full court pressure here.
Gator takes the inbound in the backcourt. He'll go one-on-one with Isaiah Smith. They get it down the floor to Setzer. Setzer kicks it over to the corner. Reese Carden wide open on the 3. He'll make it count.
A good find there by Isaac Setzer. Made the defender commit, and he finds Carden in the corner.
17 points in the game so far for Carden. Setzer almost stole the ball. Blevins goes up, and he gets a block coming from behind his Setzer. He may got by with one, but a nice play by Setzer. He tried to steal the ball and kind of went off the backcourt, and he come from behind. Blevins had no clue he was even back there.
Yeah, refused to give up on that play, come up and got rewarded for it.
Chapmanville has the ball in the far corner. Workman brings it back out to the wing. Now they get it into Dalton. Dalton goes up, and they're saying a foul by Setzer. And Setzer had the blank look on his face on that one, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that was one of those bang-bang plays. I think it probably could have went either way. It looked like a clean block, but.
So Brody Dalton will go to the charity stripe with 2 shots. The first one is good. That's only his 3rd point of the ball game. Skyhawks lead at 45-20. Second shot is up, and it is off the iron. It is rebounded and cleared by Colton Craddock. And going to the basket, and they bring it over to the near corner. Blevins with a 3-point shot will not go. Setzer comes up the rebound. Here comes the Skyhawks. Bounce pass into, and they try to get it a pass into Reese Carden. It was knocked out of bounds by Chapmanville.
Yeah, I hit Braxton Dolan in stride, but Braxton was unable to come up with it as it was a kind of a low bounce pass, and as he was trying to get it over to Carden, just kind of lost the handle.
Stone will inbound it, bounce pass into Carden. Carter in the right corner. He goes one-on-one with the Tiger, and they get it to Gator. Gator bounced back to Carden in the corner. Carden dribbles it in, kicks it to Stone on the other side. Stone thought about it. Now Stone will stop, pause a little floater, will not go, and it is a Blevins rebound for Chapmanville. Blevins brings the ball down the floor. He goes one-on-one with Jaron Gator, and they're going to say get a whistle on Gator on a push-off. Don't think I agree with that one because Chapmanville was pushing just as much back the other direction.
Yeah, that was a little bit ticky-tack right there. I mean, kind of like a receiver in a corner going up for a ball when they're both shoving. And
ball into Blevins. Blevins finds Colton, and Colton will walk. Is that what they call? Yeah, traveling inside the paint, couldn't get his feet stopped. Turnover goes to Scott.
Yeah, as he tried to gather, the ball rolled up his arm a little bit, and he took that step and was unable to get set.
Setzer's got to make something happen fast. They finally find Dolan open in the backcourt, across the midcourt. Dolan still has the ball. Stone over to Gator. Gator goes into the paint, little one-handed floater, and he'll make it count for 2. Gator has 4 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Scott pushing the ball right now, and that's exactly what they need. Stay aggressive.
Here comes Zion Blevins with the ball. He'll take it from coast to coast. He finds it the last second. Blevins over there, and he'll put it off for 2.
Gator gets the ball stolen. Good active hands by Chapmanville, and they'll get an easy bucket.
Colton Craddock picks up his first field goal of the ball game. Stone has it, finally finds Setzer open. Braxton Dolan all alone makes it look easy off the glass for 2.
Yeah, Isaac Setzer coming up with a good assist, finding Dolan streaking down the middle.
And a loose ball. Dolan comes up with it under the Chapmanville into the floor. He brings the ball down the floor, looking for help, gets it over to Carden in the right wing. Throws it across the floor. Landon Stone will fire off a 3. It'll go nothing but net.
Skyhawk playing unselfish basketball right now, finding the open men once the help comes.
Blevins brings the ball down the floor for Chapmanville. Has trouble getting it across the timeline. He's in trouble. Finds Dalton open. Now they get it back to Colton. They try to bounce pass it under the basket into the hands of Isaiah Smith. He can't find the handle. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Scott Skyhawk basketball.
Yeah, Scott right now on the offensive end, they're playing very unselfish basketball, and they're letting things come to them instead of trying to be over-aggressive and taking control. They're allowing that help to come, and then they're doing a great job of finding the open shooters.
Full court pressure being applied by Chapmanville. Gator gets the ball down the floor, back out to Setzer. Stone has it at the top of the key, back out to Jay Sharps. Sharps does a little 360, still has the ball, kicks it over to Stone. Stone in the left corner. He puts it on the floor, dribbles in, finds Gator. They kick it back out to Sharps. Sharps goes into the paint, little floater, he'll make it count for 2.
Good job there by Jaden Sharps. And again, Scott taking what's coming to them instead of being over-aggressive.
Chapmanville has the ball, about three-quarter court pressure being applied by Scott. Over to Blevins at the top of the key. Makes a little razzle-dazzle. He'll try to, and Blevins stopped and Setzer didn't, so they're going to get Setzer with the foul.
Yeah, Setzer trying to get up and get the block there and get good position and just kind of runs over top of Blevins there.
Skyhawks with a 30-point lead here with 4:10 to go in the third. It will be Sam Leslie going to the charity stripe for Chapmanville. Actually, it'll be on the inbound. I'm sorry. Blevins will inbound it, looking for help. Finally gets it over to the near side to Butcher. Butcher still looking for help. Oh, man, he shoved Kevin White off with the arm, and Drew Berry gets a shot off. It is rebounded back there by Butcher on the putback. Butcher will score the 2.
I agree with you. Got away with just a little bit of a push.
Yeah, that was a big push. Gator has it. Gator lost the handle on the ball. They try to tie it up. Finally, Drew Berry comes up with the ball. He'll go 1-on-2. He'll stop. Blevins, and they'll kick it over to the left corner to Smith. Smith will bring it back out, reset it over to the right corner to Leslie. Leslie puts it on the floor, looking for help. Loses the handle. Braxton Dolan comes up with it. Now they finally get 1-on-2. They get out of there. Stone gets it down to Gator. Kevin White goes down. He'll put it up on a reverse layup, and Drew Berry is going to be called with a foul for Chapmanville.
Yeah, Kevin White right there goes with the hop step or the little Euro step to try to get through the lane, and it causes just enough room there to let the Chapmanville defender kind of slide underneath him, and he picks up the foul.
Kevin White's first shot is up and no good from the free throw line. White scored on a 3-point field goal in the second quarter. Couple substitutions in for Scott. Ian Gerald's back into the lineup. And the second shot by White is good. Chapmanville gets the ball in the hands of Drew Berry down to the right corner. Butcher puts it on the floor, kicks it back out to the near side. Now they get it back to Berry. And they're going to charge Berry.
Kevin White with his third charge taken of the game. Sorry, Joe.
That's all right. That's well worth mentioning.
He's kind of channeling his inner Gabo Saboyan for the Mountaineers there, taking all these charges.
Scott will inbound it. Now they Hail Mary pass to, oh my goodness, Jay Sharps was wide open, kicks it down in the left corner to Gerald's. Gerald's couldn't find the handle. Turnover goes to Chapmanville, and Ian was wide open.
Ian was licking his chops at that open three. He was getting ready to have it.
I think
he couldn't corral it.
Butcher or Smith brings the ball down the floor for Chapmanville. Now they go to the right corner to Workman. Workman puts the ball on the floor. Now he kicks it back out to Berry. Berry fires off a 3 off the front of the iron. Blevins with the rebound. Now they get it to Butcher. He'll fire off a 3. It will not go. It is Leslie with the rebound and another charge by none other than
Kevin White again. That's 4 on the night, back-to-back possessions, taking charges. Just great hustle. That's what you like to see as a coach right there.
Sharp sends it over to Kevin White. White drives it in. He kicks it back out to Setzer. Back to Jay Sharps in the corner. The three-point is up. It bounces in and out. Rebound goes to Gerald. Gerald puts it off the glass. Too much. And Drew Berry will come up the rebound, but Kevin White, oh, that's not good. He may have tweaked that ankle once again under the trying to get the rebound.
Yeah, he never got up until the whistle was blown there. He was
official timeout, yeah.
Danger down there underneath the basket, couldn't really move.
Man, I hate that for that young man. He wants to play athletics so bad. He went out and played football this year, hurt his ankle like in the first or second game, and he was out pretty much the rest of the season. Come back for the playoffs, and I mean, he just wants to contribute.
And then hurt it again in like the first week of practice here in basketball.
And I'm sure he's tweaked it again tonight. Chapmanville with the ball. They get it across the court. Down to Butcher. Over to the corner to Workman. Back out to Barry. Barry goes to the corner. Now they get it into the hands of Smith. He goes to the rim. Too much. And a blocking foul going to be charged against Ian Geralds for Scott.
That was a close one there. I thought Geralds may have had position there, but he may have slid under.
I thought you was coming after me with that roster.
He may have slid under too. I'm not sure there.
At the free throw line for Chapmanville is Isaiah Smith. He'll miss the first one.
That's such a tough call for an official to make. There's bang charges, whether they're set or not. So I don't envy on those calls. I have to make them.
And he does not make either shot. Geralds comes up the rebound. Setzer with control of the ball for Scott. Now they get it over to Reese Carden. Carden drives into the paint, bounce pass to Sharps, bounce pass around his back. Now they get it over to Braxton Dolan in the other corner, and a bump foul on the floor, and I believe they are going to get Isaiah Smith. Now they're saying number 22 for Chapmanville committed.
That's Leslie.
That should be number 4 on Leslie. That's what I'm showing.
Shot inbounds ball. Braxton Dolan underneath with a quick bucket off the inbounds play. Chapmanville gets it in. It is Leslie with the ball. He'll bring it up against Ian Geralds. Geralds tightly defended. Here comes a trap. Jay Sharps gets it over to number 3, which is Devon Workman. He finds number 13, Isaac Butcher underneath, but he's unable to convert. Up ahead to Braxton Dolan. Quick transition bucket, and it is good.
Setzer come up with the rebound on the far end of the floor, sends it down to Dolan for a quick 2.
Yeah, Workman brings it up the floor for Chapmanville. He dribbles into the middle of the paint. Short little jumper as off the pass was Butcher, and he's unable to hit it. And Scott quickly up the floor as Reese Carden will take a shot. Unable to hit, but he gets his own rebound, goes right back up, and the bucket, and the foul. Reese Carden going to the line. Great hustle play right there, staying with it, following his shot, being able to get that and put it right back up, and he's getting the bonus.
Isaiah Smith committing the foul for Chapmanville. That'll be his second. Carden, I mean, he earned that one. He took the shot, got his own rebound. He had to fight to get the rebound. Then the foul was committed on the putback shot, and he made it and goes to the free throw line for +1. Shot is up and good.
Landon Stone will check into the game for the Skyhawks. He'll check in for Reese Carden, who just converted that and one play. Chapmanville inbounds the ball. It is going to be number 3, Devon Workman, bringing the ball up as he yo-yos it around to the right side, guarded by Dylan Grant. He's going to try to isolate and go inside. Shot is up. It is no good. Isaac Setzer with the rebound. Here comes Scott quickly back to the offensive end. Setzer trying to drive through the middle, gets a pass off to Dylan Grant, and just a little off kilter there as he's unable to get that into the basket.
Rebound by Butcher. Chapmanville brings the ball down to the floor. Leslie has it over into the left wing, looking for help, drives it into the paint. Leslie drops his shoulder, and they're going to call Braxton Dolan with a foul on the floor.
Yeah, reached in there as he was trying to gather and got the arm.
I'm showing that's the third foul committed by Dolan. 29 seconds to go here in the third. Skyhawks easily in control, 62-26. Blevins will inbound it. Ball knocked away, comes up with Landon Stone. He'll take it down to the paint, off the glass, too strong. Geralds fights for the rebound, and a jump ball between Scott and Chapmanville. Possession error goes to the Tigers.
That was the best outcome for Scott right there.
It probably was. I thought he was too. I wasn't going to say that. 22 seconds to go in the quarter. Blevins brings the ball down the floor. He crosses the timeline. Takes it to the right side of the floor in front of the Chapmanville bench. Now he'll bring it back out, comes to the near side, goes one-on-one with Setzer, looking for help. Now he gets it out to Butcher. Butcher hands it back off to Blevins. Blevins finds some room. Feet slides out from under him, and he tried to get it over in the corner to Butcher, and he Butcher can't find it, and it goes out of bounds. The turnover goes to Scott.
Again tonight, the help defense and the rotation of the defense for Scott has been phenomenal and is what has allowed them to do this.
Setzer gets the inbound pass, takes a shot off the top of the bracket that holds up the backboard, and we are at the end of the third quarter play. The score, the Scott Skyhawks controlling this one by a score of 62-26 over the Chapmanville Regional Tigers. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, the Skyhawks Sports Network, and Video Productions.
Sometimes life throws us an unexpected problem or...
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road.
3 quarters of play, it's the Scott Skyhawks leading Chapmanville by a score 62-26. And you can see, just looking at the score sheet, Chapmanville scored 9 and only 8 points in the third quarter. Scott 14, 26, and 22. So you're just seeing how much the Scott Skyhawks are controlling the ball in tonight's game. Chapmanville comes up with a quick score from Brody Dalton. Scott bringing the ball in from the backcourt. Here's Jay Sharps. Bounce pass into Dylan Grant. Wide open under the basket. A quick 2 for Scott.
Really good find there by Jaden Sharps.
Blevins, they shoot the ball down to him. Now they kick it over, finds. Oh, and it's blocked by Ian Geralds. And on the second putback, it looks like Zion Blevins is going to be credited with the basket.
I think Gerald's got a hand come down and got him after that block there. He's favoring that face a little bit.
Reese Carden wide open over there in the left wing, thought about it, made Chapmanville come over and chase him down. Now they're just dribbling the ball around. Looks like they're going to kill a little clock here. Carden bounce passes it into Geralds, back out to Sharps, over to Gator in the far corner, overshoots it. Cole Farmer comes up with the rebound for Chapmanville. And Blevins, got by with one there. They give Blevins 2, but he kind of carried the ball there just a little bit.
Yeah, kind of got the ball hit from him, but you still can't come down with it like
Official
that.
must have not been looking. Carden has it. He goes all the way to the paint, and he is going to be fouled. Looks like in the lineup it'll be Landon Tomlin for Chapmanville. In for the Tigers is Craddock, Brody Dalton, Cole Farmer, Landon Tomlin, and Zion Blevins. For Scott, it's Gator, Sharps, Carden, Geralds, and Grant. Reese Carden at the charity stripe with the first one. He hits it.
He was a little slow getting up after that play. I don't know if he may have
Who's
tweaked
that?
something. Carden, after that foul. He kind of laid on the ground there for a little bit.
Carden now has 22 points in the ball game. Right at his average. Chapmanville has the ball in the backcourt. Colton Craddock over to Blevins. Sends it back to Dalton. Dalton goes into the paint, spins, tries to lay one off the glass, comes up short. Ball smacked away by Gator. He comes up with it. For Scott across the timeline. Gator sets it up over to Geralds. Back to Carden at the top of the key. Carden drives into the paint, floats it over to Geralds, back out to Gator, now over to Jay Sharps. Sharps puts it on the floor. Sharps turns, sends it into Grant underneath the basket, and a push-off foul, finally, called by the official. It's going to go against Cole Farmer of Chapmanville. That'll be his first personal. But a lot of
just
bumping.
enough with the hip there.
A lot of bumping. And we're already in the bonus situation, and Grant will go to the charity stripe. Shot is up, no good.
Chapmanville bringing the ball up here as it's number 2, Shawn Blevins with the ball, and he is going to be fouled on the play as he's driving through, and it's going to be Jaron Gator picking up the foul.
Gator will pick up his 3rd personal, and that will send Blevins, the 6'6" sophomore, to the charity stripe. First shot up and no good.
He hits another growth spurt soon. He's going to be up there in the
Really?
6'10" range.
I don't know where they found this kid at.
Second shot is up, and it is short. Rebound to Scott in Gerald's, over to Gator to bring the ball up the floor. Gator slowing the game down just a little bit, over to Carden. Carden will try a long 3. No. Off the back of the rim. Rebound down to Jaden Sharps with Scott. And a nice little hesitation crossover play gets him an open lane, and he's able to hit the shot.
68-32. Skyhawks in control. Blevins has it out to Craddock. Craddock comes from underneath the basket and put a little floater off the back of the glass to make it count for 2. That's only his 2nd field goal of the ball game.
Ball over to Jaden Sharps in the corner. He's unable to hit. Rebound, Dylan Grant. In Gerald's with another 3. It's off the back iron. Rebound again, Dylan Grant. Over to Reese Carden in the corner. He'll try a 3. No, that's no good. And rebound Chapmanville.
Cole
as it comes down to Cole Farmer. And now Chapmanville brings it up. It is Zion Bevins. He's trying to go one-on-one with N. Gerald's. Picks up his dribble, and that is going to be knocked away by N. Gerald's. And possession will stay with Chapmanville as they'll take it out in the corner down there next to their bench.
Coach Brad Napper clearing the bench on the far end. Let's see, Barry is in. Looks like Tucker Adkins is in for the first time. Got a couple more here. We'll get to them.
Will inbound it to number 1, Samuel Miller. He passes it over to number 20, Tucker Adkins. He's got it down to Cole Farmer. Farmer to Barry with Braxton Dolan. He pulls up for a little 15-foot jumper. Good high arcing shot there. Splash down into the net. Here comes Carden up. It's quick for the Skyhawks. Over to Isaac Setzer. He's going to try a transition shot. No. Good. Rebound, Adkins. Adkins gets it over to Farmer at midcourt. A little pressure there by the Skyhawks. Gets it to Barry. Barry sizes it up. Jaden Sharps, and he brings it back out to number 1, Sam Miller. Miller has Isaac Setzer guarding. Gets it over to Barry. Barry tries a long 3. Tough guarded shot, no good. Rebound to Samuel Miller. Miller gets it to Farmer at the foul line. He's able to drive it in and get 2 points.
Farmer's first 2 points of the ball game.
Quick transition shot. It was Landon Stone down the floor to Braxton Dolan, and he gets an easy 2. Back comes Chapmanville. Miller up the top of the key. Looking to avoid the trap. Gets it over to Barry. Barry will fire another 3. That's off. No good. Rebound Chapmanville to Tucker Adkins. Adkins tries to get it over to number 10, which is Drew Barry, but he is unable to connect with the pass, and turnover goes to the Skyhawks.
Scott will inbound it. 3:37 to go in the ball game. Into the backcourt to Stone. Stone crossed the timeline. Sends it over to Setzer. And left side backcourt. Now back to Dolan. Dolan to Sharps. Sharps tries to find a hole off the glass. Jay Sharps makes it look easy.
Yeah, good job there by good passing there, looking for the open lane there by the Skyhawks.
Chapmanville brings the ball down the floor. It is Sam Miller on the far side. Gets it back out to Barry. Barry tries to drive something into the paint. Little hook shot, and Barry made it look like a fine shot there for his 4th point of the quarter.
He's got that high arcing rainbow shot.
Landon Stone wide open on the – he thought he was wide open, but immediately he was there by a couple of Tigers, and they threw the ball as deflected out of bounds. It will be Scott's ball. It's Skyhawks making some substitutions now.
Looks like Grant.
Malachi Lacey is into the lineup.
Ian Gerald comes back in. Replace Carden, Stone, and Dolan, I think.
Into Lacey. Lacey back to Sharps. Sharps fires off a 3. Overshoots the basket. Rebound Gerald. Sends it back out to Dolan in the backcourt. Around the 2, Lacey. Lacey at the top of the key. Hands it off to Sharps. And the miscue goes into the hands of Miller for Chapmanville. Overshoots it. And Sharps comes up the rebound for Scott. Here he comes 1-on-3. Still has the ball. And he loses the handle. He finally picks it up. It's still being bottled around, and it is bounced out of bounds by Drew Berry somehow. Scott will come up with the basketball.
Yeah, if Berry lets that go out of bounds, it's Chapmanville's ball, but he ends up touching it and dribbling out of bounds, and it goes over back to Scott.
They send it to Dolan in the backcourt. He sends it over to Gerald. Gerald got lucky. He jumped and sent it back to Dolan because there's no way he could have dribbled the way he was. And Dylan Grant, oh my goodness, wide open into the basket, overshoots it. Chapmanville comes up with the rebound.
That's one of those, I can't believe I'm this wide open.
Really. Sam Miller has it, kicks it over to Atkins, back to Berry. Berry loses the handle. Actually, it was slapped out of bounds by Gerald's, and Berry just lets it go. So Chapmanville will inbound at the 2:05 mark. 72-40. Skyhawks lead this one by 32. Miller will have it in the backcourt. Comes across the timeline for Chapmanville at the top of the key. Backs out of it. Now Berry fires off a three-pointer. It's off the front of the iron. Will not go. And Lacey will come up the rebound for Scott. Puts it over to Braxton Dolan. Dolan crosses midcourt. He's 1-on-2. Now they get it into Sharps. Sharps kicks it over to Lacey. Lacey fires off a three. It rolls around, will not go. Berry comes up the rebound for Scott, or for Chapmanville. Berry goes down to the left wing, still has the ball. Gets it over, and it's intercepted by Braxton Dolan. Here comes Scott. And a little floater into Ian Gerald's little reverse layup, and Gerald's picks up two more.
A good find there by Braxton. This place would have went nuts if Malachi Lacey would have hit that three. Everybody was standing ready to go insane.
Berry has it in the backcourt for Chapmanville. Over to Butcher. Butcher to Berry. Berry thought about taking a three. Back to Butcher. Now they'll send it to Miller. He fires off the three. Off the back of the iron. Rebound comes up by Braxton Dolan and a whistle. And I'm thinking Dolan may have stepped on the timeout. Okay.
Yeah. Gets some substitution in. Looks like Hunter Knoll and number 34.
They're not on the roster. They normally don't play. It's some JV players checking in. They're usually not in the lineup. 1:01 to go. I'm sorry.
Chapmanville fans kind of starting to pile out of here. Maybe beat the traffic. As it
Big
does,
traffic
it gets
jam on the
awful out
corridor.
here. Well, it gets awful out here in the parking lot. Everybody trying to leave at the same time.
Scott will inbound it back to Gerald's in the backcourt. Gerald still has the ball, brings it across the timeline. Gerald's wanting to make something happen. He lost the handle. It bounced off. Lacey comes up with it somehow, some way, sends it over into the backcourt, a far across the way. A long three-point shot taken by Scott. It will not go. Gerald still has it. Back around the horn. Now Lacey has it. Everybody's wanting Lacey to shoot it. Now they put it, and it's slapped in the backcourt. Now Dylan Grant finally finds the handle and puts it up for two. You all don't want to take it? I'll take it. 27 seconds to go in the game. Chapmanville has control of the ball in the backcourt. Round the horn to Atkins, over to the corner, back to Butcher. Butcher drives into the paint. Little sidestep, and Butcher will make it count for two.
Really good move there by Butcher, going strong to the hole.
8 seconds on the clock. Scott has it over to Lacey. Lacey's just going to dribble it out, and that's going to be our final score of the ball game. The Scott Skyhawks knock off the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 76-42. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the Boone Memorial Hospital postgame report after this. Scott, big winners tonight over the Tigers, 76-42. You're watching high school basketball on WZAC, the Skyhawks Sports Network and video production.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Chris Barrett, it's a big win for the Skyhawks tonight if they knock off Chapmanville by a score of 76-42. That will even their season record at 4-4. And then after that win against Hoover 2 weeks ago, the win tonight, now they have to regroup and face a very talented Logan for the second time this season, but this time on home turf.
Yeah, against Hoover, you talked about, or Coach Ballard talked about how they didn't. They really weren't able to get in a flow offensively. Defensively, they played their best game. Offensively, they weren't able to get in a flow. Tonight, they put everything together. They were able to do the things they needed to well. Everything was really, really well. Free throw line, I thought they shot the ball probably the best they have all year. Offensively, I thought they shot the ball the best they have all year. They let stuff come to them instead of being over-aggressive. And defensively, that was one of the best defensive games I've seen Scott play in a very, very long time.
I agree with you, Chris. Good game by Scott. Now joining us is the head coach of the Scott Skyhawks. Coach, a big win for your team. This is the win you've been looking for, I think, this season.
Yeah, this is we talked about it beforehand. We're finally starting to get some guys healthy, and our health is translating into rotating guys the way that we want, utilizing our depth and really getting after it on the defensive end and being able to pressure teams for 32 minutes.
Defensively, you held pretty much, except the fourth quarter, you held Chapmanville to single digits, 9, 9, and 8. What's the difference in the team on the defensive side of the ball?
I mean, obviously your goal is to keep them from scoring, but what we try to do, we try to pressure the ball, make them uncomfortable, keep them from getting into their stuff, and then we want to contest every shot. The big thing for us, I think, the last couple games compared to earlier in the season is we're finishing our possessions by not just pressuring the ball, we're contesting shots at the end when we do force them into bad shots, and we're going after it, pursuing the ball on the glass after they do shoot the ball.
I hate to bring this up, but you got to be realistic about it. You've got two what I feel is strong performances by your team. Now Logan comes in on Friday night, but this time they're on your turf.
Yeah, I mean, we play a tough schedule every single night with the teams we've got scheduled. Our conference is tough. Our non-conference schedule's tough. Every single night, if you're not ready to play, you can get beat. But with that said, we early on at Logan, we didn't have a good showing. We didn't execute what we wanted to try to do defensively. We're starting to make some shots, which lets us get set up in our pressure a little bit more. At Logan early on, we didn't make a lot of shots, and they were in transition the whole game. So hopefully we'll be able to come out, hit some shots, and be able to set up our defense and play good on D.
I know it's a little early. It looked like maybe Kevin White tweaked that ankle a little bit again tonight. Is he okay?
I mean, not good news, but it was the other ankle.
Okay.
So I would rather I'd rather him not get hurt. Right. But if he's going to get hurt, I'd rather it be the other ankle. So he seemed to be moving around a little bit better there towards the end. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we've been limiting him a little bit. We've said all along we want to have him healthy in February and March more so than December and January.
Okay, looking back, final question, the big picture of this game, are you satisfied with where your team is playing at this point in the season?
Yeah, we're gradually getting better. We're starting to clean up some of the early mistakes we had, and this is the style of basketball we envisioned us playing. Good pressure defense, sharing the ball on offense, making the extra pass, and hitting shots.
Coach Shawn Ballard, congratulations on the win. We'll see you Friday night.
Thanks.
All right, Coach Shawn Ballard, head coach of Scott Skyhawks. We're going to take our final 2-minute break, and we'll be back to wrap things up here from the Hawks Nest as the Skyhawks knock off the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 76-42. You're listening and watching high school basketball on WZ.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay $0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital, now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
WZAC-FM, Danville, Madison.
Joe Linville, Chris Barrett, topside at the Hawks' Nest. Big win tonight for the Skyhawks as they knocked off Chapmanville by a score of 76-42. Quickly, before we go into the player of the game, let's look at scoring. First of all, for the visiting Chapmanville Tigers. And, man, I'm telling you what, if you look down the score sheet, they spread it out across the way. Colton Craddock ended up with 5. Zion Blevins had 11. Devin Workman with 2. Isaiah Smith with 2. Brody Dalton was held to 5 points. I think that alone for Scott defense is saying a lot. Also scoring for tonight coming off the bench was Cole Farmer with 2. Drew Berry had 7. Isaac Butcher with 6. Sam Leslie had 2. For the Skyhawks, Jaron Gator had 4, Landon Stone with 5, Isaac Setzer with 6, Braxton Dolan had 12, Reese Carden right at his average at 22 points in tonight's contest. Coming off the bench, Kevin White had 4, Jay Sharps comes off the bench with 8, Dylan Grant had 10 points. Outstanding performance for the senior coming off the bench and making his contribution tonight. Ian Geralds ended up with 3, and that was the scoring. Now, before we wrap things up, Chris, you and I kind of talked a little bit during the break, but we've got to name our Boone Memorial Hospital player of the game. You look down through here for the Skyhawks. You've got Reese Carden had 22 points. Braxton Dolan had 12. Like I said, Dylan Grant. But I tell you what, I think this game was won defensively tonight.
Yes, I completely agree. Sorry about that.
Stayed up too late watching ball game last night.
But I completely agree, and I think this player, you're not going to see him a bunch in the score sheet. He does pick up enough points, but I just think he's a lightning rod for this team. I mean, when he's on the floor, he comes up with big plays, whether it's defensively, whether it's getting a rebound. He had several assists tonight, finding open guys, and that man is Isaac Setzer.
I'll conclude on that. I'll tell you what, it seemed like offensively and defensively there for the first half, it seemed like 90% of the time we were calling Isaac Setzer's name. And we talked in our pregame show, Scott had to control the boards tonight in order to be in this ball game, and I think they did that, and I think it proved in the end.
I'm really glad you agreed with me whenever I was bringing that up because, I'm always – Joe can attest that whenever a player of the game comes up, I'm always that gritty guy, that guy that does the things that nobody else wants to. And even during football, I kind of named some guys that were like Joe's kind of like, what? But I'm that gritty guy, that coach's guy, the guy that sees the plays behind the plays and what guys are doing away from the ball and everything like that. And I tell you, Isaac Setzer is a coach's delight when it comes to that stuff. Just doing the little things correctly and getting momentum shifted their way. And you just hats off to a player like Isaac Setzer because it seems like every game I watch, he's doing the dirty stuff, the stuff that you don't see a lot of other players doing.
All right, Chris, that's pretty much going to wrap up our coverage. Just a quick program note, the Scott girls game that we had on the schedule for Thursday night is not going to be played. It has been canceled. Also, I think their game on Saturday, so both girls' games for the remainder of the week has been canceled. We are scheduled to be back in here in the Hawks Nest on Friday night. Our airtime is 7:15 as the Logan Wildcats, number 1 in the state of West Virginia, knocked off Scott earlier in the season. But the Skyhawks, after the last few games they've been playing, I think they're going to be looking for revenge.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things, just like tonight we said, throw the records out the scorebook, because Logan's played a very impressive schedule. Shady Springs, Woodrow Wilson, some really impressive teams, and this is going to be a different Scott team than what they faced earlier in the season.
You've heard Chris and I all night, but we couldn't do it without all the guys behind the scene. Our engineer on site tonight, Joe Mounts, our camera operator, Caleb Messer, Fred Damron from WFGH for providing our streaming services tonight, and Steve Green, our studio engineer back at the radio station. So thanks to all these guys behind the scenes. They make our job much, much easier. Final score tonight, Scott Skyhawks knock off Chapmanville Regional by a score of 76-42. We'll see you Friday night right back here in the Hawks Nest. Good night, everyone.